Happy Friday, Millbrook. I've been thinking a lot lately about our New Year's resolutions. Do you remember making those? I said this year, instead of coming up with resolutions or goals, I wanted to have a phrase that I wanted to manifest this year. So for me, that phrase was be still. I wear it on my necklace. My necklace says to be still, and I think about that and pray about that often. Being still in the presence of God in all circumstances, seeking to be content and at peace no matter what is going on in the world around me or even within my own spiritual life or personal life. Sometimes it's easier said than done to be still, but I have been repeating this mantra to myself, be still and show up. Sometimes when life can feel chaotic and when the burdens of the world seem to be bearing down heavily on us, it can be hard to find time to just be still in the presence of God. So that's something I've been intentionally trying to do this year. And this was brought back up to me in a new way this past week while Pastor Christy and I have been at the Changemakers Movement retreat. A book was recommended to us called God, Unbound by Dr. Elaine Heath, former dean of Duke Divinity School. In her book, she's reflecting on Paul's teachings in Galatians. It's wisdom from Galatians for the anxious church and finding ways to be still in the midst of anxious times. She has a 4-step process to maintaining a contemplative stance in the world, and this just further elaborates on the mantra I've been saying, be still and show up. There are 4 steps. She said, first, show up to God for ourselves, our neighbors, and the world. Second, pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on in your church and your community. Be on the lookout for signs from God. Third, cooperate with God. Often we think of God as someone who's ruling or dictating or mapping out the plan for us. We just have to figure out what God is up to and follow it. But really, we are called to cooperate with God, to work together with God, to collaborate in the ways that God invites us to. And then she says, release the outcome. Release the outcome. Sometimes that can be the hardest part, right? Pray about it, pay attention, be still, be observant, cooperate with God, but then release the outcome. Expecting the Holy Spirit to move in your presence, expecting God to continue to work for the good in your life and in the lives of others. In doing this, we are not just serving God, but we are in partnership with God, simply by taking the first step of being still and opening the door to God's possibilities to come into your life. So friends, no matter how anxious you may feel or how loud the world around us may seem, I encourage you this week to find time to be still. Center yourself, pay attention, and cooperate with God in partnership, in ministry to the world, in partnership in curating your life of service, of love, of justice, and of mission.